Hello guys and welcome, I am the Gecko Man and I'm going to start bringing you intros to my videos now as well, just just so you get to... I feel as though I want to do it properly, so... we're going to go in with the latest Lufenia here, which is the Tunneler bosses on DFFOO Global. So we'll see how I did on that fight, and I'm hoping that it might help some other people get through the fight as well. So if you want to see it, just stay tuned and we'll get into it in a second. Okay, so here we are. We're going in with a team of Ceodore, Balthier and Onion Knight. I got Onion Knight's burst just before I did this fight, so that was quite handy. And we're going in with the Onion Knight friend as well, who has perfect stats. We're going with Diablo Summon, and let's get to it. So I'll provide a little run commentary of how I did this fight, because this is pre-recorded. So the fight starts off with Ceodore in the lead. So we start off with an Awaken to get his buff up, and then we Saints blast the A to keep the turn order nice. Because A does have a recast coming and B is before it now, so that actually works out quite nicely. With Balthier, we use the C65s to get his Sky Flying Strahl buff up to as max as quickly as possible, and then we just do a snatch shot to equalise health. With Onion Knight here, I start off with a Blizzard combo, and when I was doing this fight, I wasn't actually paying attention to the turn order, so I thought A's going to do its recast and B's going to kill Balthier, because funnily enough I've done this a couple of times and that's exactly what's happened because of the way the health works. I decide to use my Ramza Galvanize right there and then, just to get Brave back for these characters, just so we can try and survive this initial onslaught. So I just do a normal Blizzard attack with Onion Knight, going with another snatch shot from Balthier. Balthier gets broken here. We don't lose too much health, which is good. Of course, we have got that debuff now on from these guys, which is going to make us lose health constantly. Ceodore has a very, very nice Brave attack, which and a HP attack of that as well, which I don't use often in this fight. Actually, I don't actually think I do. But it's really, really good for Brave shaving and doing single damage and getting Bravery back. So we went in with an Onion Knight Meteor right there as well. And I went with a great aim there just to get a bit more damage done, and we get in the hits as well. We will get broken quite a bit in this fight. I'm very aggressive when it comes to these fights. Start off with Divine Heal here. This gets the party buffs up that Ceodore provides, particularly to max Brave and attack. It also provides a very, very potent heal, so... The Tail Cutter comes here on Ceodore, and the Tail Cutter move is actually one to watch out for, because it is a pretty nasty Brave attack. So we fire as a war here just to do some extra damage. As I say, I like to attack if I can. So let's see, I will get broken quite a bit here. I'm a bit reckless, as all I'll say. And here we go, we're going with Ceodore's Vibra Plus, which, my god, that is a good EX attack, by the way. That's 234k damage on both of them. I mean, that's incredible. And that was a nice miss there on that part there, so that we can do as much damage in this next round as we can. Go with Blade Torrent there with Onion Knight. Again, we want to try and focus on getting them out of that orb range as quickly as possible. And we will snatch shot on the right one, not realising that and that they now have the protection up to survive from taking damage from all weapon types. So I decided to go with a Sorcery here just to try and get the other one out of the orb range, and we can just And I do the same thing again, because it's a free hit. I probably should have used great aim there, but it would have done more damage. There we go. There's the brave attack again. As you can see, really powerful. This is the move you really need to watch out for in this fight. Is this the Reaper Plus, because that move is devastating. And there's been plenty of runs that I've tried with this fight, with different character compositions, where that move combo has just completely wrecked the team. So just be careful of that. I decided here to go with Divine Heal because I'm a bit concerned about Balthier's health. Balthier's health is a bit lower than the others, so I just want to get him healed back up. And we've got quite a few uses of Divine Heal, so it's fine. I go with my Blizzard enchant there with free skill use because it makes sense to get Balthier doing Blizzard damage as well to maximise his output. And as you can see, it's an instant difference to Balthier's damage. So we get hit with a Mega Quake there, and then a Reaper Plus just to add to it, because as I said, we would have died, and Balthier's health is in an incredibly dangerous situation now. So I decided to go with a Ties of Fate here just to get the debuff off and hit A as hard as I can to get rid of that attack that's coming. Go with Regen Waltz, Call, to try and start getting our health pulled back up again. Yep, go with Saint's Blast here. Saint's Blast provides a little bit of health regen. I think that might be to do with one of the spheres I've got, I can't remember. But we'll go with the Saint's Blast there because we want to try and get the recast up and going again. Go with Meteorite, that does full HP damage to both enemies, so it's good for keeping the both of them kind of near enough the same HP level. I'm quite happy that I didn't do a brave HP attack there on Balthier because that would have hurt. So as you can see, Ceodore took a bit of a nasty hit there as well. And you will find that, I found that from my experience in this fight so far, where if you've not got someone like RCL on the team who can just completely shut them down, with her Brave Reduction, you will probably find that you're taking HP damage a lot and cutting it close, you know, so I think I'll go with the HP heal advance here just to get HP back. I actually think I go for it twice here, or maybe I don't. No, I thought at that point probably could survive another attack of a Reaper Plus if it comes, which none of them are charging up just now, which is good. Usually after they do the Reaper Plus though, it's usually okay. You usually have to do an all-cat next time. It's going to be just a Reaper, which is a brave hit, so it's nothing to be relaxed about, because if that hits you and it breaks all three party members in the same at the same time, you're gonna get hurt. Go with Snapshot here because Brave it was getting high, and I had the other two characters still to come, so I thought I've got enough time to get rid of all that. Ceodore can get Break A, keep the turn order the way I want it, and then we'll have Onion Knight, I believe, use Meteorite here, yep, because the recast was up. And again, just doing that consistent damage across both enemies there. So the enemies are about to hit the 49% HP threshold, which will reactivate their Lufenia orb again. So when I do this, I try to keep their healths as equal to each other as possible, because it just makes it a lot more easier to manage. I mean, it's not as important with this fight, But it's good practice. It's good practice to try and keep the enemies together, unless there's specific circumstances in the fight that makes you have to do it another way. So I use Penelo's call there just because it's there, you know. And it does nice damage. So, and it provides some buffs for the party as well. And at that point there, I forgot that the Awaken was coming off of Ceodore, and I panicked. I panicked a little bit there, which is why I went with the Ramza call, and that brings both of them into Lufenia Orb territory. Puts a debuff on Ramza and Balthier. Ramza goes away, so it does nothing for him. So Orb count is 10 here. So I believe I go for an Awaken here just to get the buff back up, because yeah, makes sense, you know. And I think at this point I use the other HP heal advance, or do I not? No, I think I decide that I'm quite close to there. Oh no, I was thinking. I also thought about this quite hard. But I decided to go with the Brave attack because I wanted to save the Vibra Plus for when I had full health to do much more damage, you know, because I'm greedy. I believe I just go all out offensive here and just go for the. Oh no! Actually, the other one's got its recast up, so I decide to play a little bit defensively here. Didn't realise at that point I actually already had a debuff on me, and I could have increased the orb that way. And as you can see, really close. Down to 1 HP now on Balthier. So I go for Tides of Fate just to try and do as much damage here as I can. It cleanses debuffs as well, so counters the orb as well. Although we'd lost the enchant on Onion Knight, so Balthier is now doing reduced damage. Go for Divine Heal to get everyone's health all back up and nice where it should be. Looks like I was thinking about using Sword and Sorcery here, and I was thinking, yeah, this seems like a good time to do it. Use it on A. Almost always I will have Balthier go first here, because if Ceodore has Vibra ++ active to go before the enemy's turn, yeah, you want that because it gives you a massive Brave dump back on your totals again. And I believe that's what I do here. Because I've got full health, I just decided to go with the Vibra ++. I had the free use. I could have done the HP heal plus, but I decided just, you know what, I'm just going to go for damage. Because aggression. And there was nothing really to fear here from these enemies, so I decided to go for Fires of War. I concluded was going to go for Reaper plus, so it wasn't going to do any Brave damage. Balthier was a little bit of health, but that's fine. So I go with the Blizzard enchant here, and then we start our burst phase. So for the burst phase, I decided to go with a Blizzard combo, then into Sword and Sorcery, and then we'll go with a multi-hit, EX, recast ability, and then into the ninjutsu. I just felt that was the best way to approach it in terms of doing as much damage in this phase as I could to both enemies. Could have went with Sage, but I just feel this was the better approach here. So I believe I ninjutsu B, just so it is in the red as well. And look at that damage, that brave damage that's coming off of Onion Knight is just beautiful, isn't it? We got 1.2 million off of that, which was pretty good. So B's a little bit lower than A at this point, but that's fine, that's not a huge thing. Oh, the snatch shot, just because you know, its brave hits across both of them, sorry, so provides that little bit of extra HP damage at the end of it. Go with the HP heal advance to get everyone's health back up a little bit more. Go with the Saint's Blast. Then I think when it comes around to Balthier's next turn here, I switch him out for the other Onion Knight friend, I believe. Go with the Blade Torrent because it was active. So, I mean, why wouldn't I? I'm pretty sure this is where I was thinking about it and I thought, yeah, this is perfect. This is where we're bringing the Onion Knight friend. Again, very specific order here, and with ninjutsu straight away. Go with ninjutsu, C65, then LD all the way. And because we've got the other burst active, it means that this one does just that little bit of extra damage as well. So he will get a brave buff here because of him falling below 19%, or falling below 20%, sorry. Go with the Blizzard enchant as I said, then the C65, then LD all the way to the finish. And literally this is what it is, it's an LD all the way right to the finish. This is the push to the finish now. The orb is counting down, we're not even worrying about that now, we're just gonna kill them. So I believe I go with the HP heal just so we can do extra damage on Vibra++ when it becomes active on Ceodore next turn. So with my Onion Knight here, I believe I forgot about Awaken again. But it's fine. Go with the Blizzard enchant, just because. I believe I go with Ceodore here because because of the whole thing with the Awaken. I wanted to have that back, and I wanted to use the other Onion Knight's LD as well, so that they wouldn't get an R turn. Everything was all thought out here. Everything was all thought out. Vibra+ because damage. As you can see, we're on one there from the other one. I thought, ooh, it's time to summon. So if I didn't summon there, I would have been dead. I would have been dead. So yeah, as you can see, this is pretty sweaty at this point. This was me straight up going for the kill. Going with Sword and Sorcery, Saint's Blast to charge up the X gauge. I was just checking the health there, just to make sure it was in side requirements, even though it wasn't a big deal. I'd already passed it by this point, so it was just for benefit purposes for anybody else who was watching. Go with Blizzard combo. I believe I Meteorite here. Again for equal damage across both ends. And I decided to be a bit crazy here. Go with the Awaken twice, I believe. Because the orb doesn't change when we come out of the summon phase. And then we go with Vibra+ for the kill. So yeah guys, there you go. That's how I did that clicker battle. If you liked it, please remember you can like and subscribe to the channel, click the notification bells for future videos, and yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and there'll be more coming from me, so stay tuned. Bye bye guys.